So we're literally just talking.
What do you mean, yeah?
All right, no problem. I just want to make sure I wasn't keeping stats or anything.
Quick, get it ready to introduce.
Thank you, 458.
Right now, we're good?
You're reciting my weight out loud.
Hello and welcome to our second CTA game of the day. It's going to be Berman facing CTA. The game is scheduled to start in about 1 minute. The players are on the field right now getting warmed up. And joining me today with color commentary is going to be Timothy Prey, social studies teacher at Columbus Torah Academy. Say hi, Mr. Prey. Never mind, he's having technical difficulties right now.
Hi everybody, it's good to be here with my old partner Chad Horowitz. We go way back to the days of Abner Doubleday and the Civil War era of America's great pastime.
CTA is taking the field now. The game has not yet started, but the players are taking their positions. Positions of interest right now are David Ben-Moshe, number 7, is the starting pitcher. Drew Samuelson, number 5, is going to be the starting catcher. And I will get you more positions as they are filled in. I was a little confused.
I'm not hearing anything in my microphone. I'm not hearing anything in my headset.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, it's fine.
Oh, I'm not supposed to. Do you hear me?
We're not
How do
supposed
I
to.
know it's...
Because we know it works, it's been working.
Is he keeping the book?
Do I have players and stuff elsewhere? Am I just going to have to read off of that? I don't know. Do you know where Berman's from? Thank you.
I do not know.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's Berman. Rabbi, it's Berman.
Okay. Thank you.
Who's that?
Thank you.
Okay, number 4 leading off for Berman.
The game is underway.
And he makes solid contact.
Solid
in the left.
contact into left field, and that ball will drop. The leadoff hitter, Oren, for Berman is on with a hard knock single.
I have not seen the leadoff hitter play before, or I haven't seen Berman play before. But you got to assume that he's got some good base stealing ability. He's taking a short lead.
Here's the windup in the pitch from David Ben-Moshe, and it's a wild one.
Score that a wild pitch.
Oren from Berman is up at second standing. And early on, Berman is threatening to get an early run with a runner in scoring position.
Let's see if they can get a bunt down if they want to play that kind of baseball.
Here's the pitch. Solid contact
again.
center field. That one will drop as well. The throw comes back in quickly, holding the runner at first. Never mind, it goes home, and now it goes to second, and he's going to be out. So the runner does score, but on an ill-advised decision to run to second on the throw home, he is out. With that, Berman is up 1-0
that
with
guy
one out.
at second. He's been thrown out of my class several times.
As catcher
really
Drew
nice play from
Samuelson with
Drew.
an amazing throw down to second to quickly get the runner who thought he could get down there on the throw home.
Oh,
Next batter up, number 34, Wolf. The catcher for Berman. He takes the first pitch in the dirt. It's 1-0. Second pitch is high and tight. It will be 2-0. Here's the pitch. That one is also high and tight. It's 3-0. Nobody's on. 3-0, the take signal is probably on early on in the lineup here. Indeed, it is low and outside, and Berman has another base runner, their 3-hitter. Coming up now is number 99, Nadiv, playing shortstop, with a runner at first and 1 out. Courtesy runner is in for the catcher for Berman. He will take over at first base.
For strikes.
First pitch of this at bat is well inside, almost hitting the batter. 1-0. Second pitch is on its way. Is high over the batter's head. 2-0. And that will prompt a mound visit from number 5, Drew Samuelson for Tora.
Sometimes it is the job of the catcher to be the master of the obvious and say things that seem like fortune cookie wisdom, like throw some strikes. Another one right over the batter's head.
The mound visit did not seem to have any immediate returns.
Batter will be taken here.
That one as well is over the batter's head, and it's a 4-pitch walk. The second in a row. So with Berman with runners at first and second and 1 out, will bring up number 96, Ari, playing third base.
He looks like a guy who can clean up.
Although with 2 straight 4-pitch walks, the manager for Tora, Steve Guinan, is heading out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher and catcher, try to get them on the same page.
Guinan is always the guy, whatever the situation, who says the right thing. I often find myself saying, man, I wish I'd said what he said.
Mound visit concludes, and we are set to continue here. There is no count on the new batter. Runners at first and second. The score is 1-0, and there is 1 out if you were just joining us. Here's the pitch. Once again, it's high and inside.
That seems to be the direction of Ben Moshe's wild pitches. He seems to be leaving them a little early. And so they're all to that side. His wild pitch against the first batter of the game was well over, well above and to the right-handed batter's side.
That one is low and outside in the dirt. A bit of an overcorrection. 2-0. 3-0, excuse me. Can you hold this for a second? 2 centimeters below that.
I'm not certain at this level. Is there a limit on the number of trips to the mound that manager or catcher can take?
Yes, it should be 2. On the second mound visit, the pitcher is obligated to be pulled by the manager.
So
The catcher and the pitcher, however, the field can have as many mound visits as they want without intentionally obstructing play. There's a foul ball. The count moves to full now, with runners at first and second and 1 out. Payoff pitch is on its way. Good contact, stopped by the third baseman. He will beat the runner to the bag at third, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning. So on the fielder's choice play, an unassisted 5. There will still be runners at first and second now with 2 outs, and Berman is up 1-0. Coming up now is Moed, number 27. He is the pitcher for Berman, batting 6th. First pitch is just a touch inside, 1-0. Second pitch of the at-bat is on its way. It is well outside, 2-0.
Still leaving it early. That was way outside against this left-handed batter.
That was low and inside. Gets to the backstop. Samuelson will hold on to it, and the runners will advance from first and second to second and third.
Both runners move. It'd be a good time to point out to everybody on the field that it's 2 outs and just get the out at first base. That runners on second and third are inconsequential if you can just get that out.
Moshe takes a step off the mound to temporarily regather himself. The count is 3-0. Take sign is probably on with runners at second and third and open base. Pickoff move to third, but the runner is safe. The second base umpire will take a moment to clear off the mound. It is drizzling a little bit and some loose dust is blowing around in these moderate winds.
Weather has been threatening all day.
Pitcher winds up. Here's the 3-0. Well outside.
Okay.
The batter will take and the bases will be full.
In a sense, this makes getting that third out a little bit easier. You got a force out at every base. Number 22, the right fielder, Potomac.
Here's the second mound visit by the manager. The infield will come in. It's looking like there may be a pitching change here.
Now, if a pitching change is implemented by the mound visit, can they perform a double switch and just move the pitcher to a position?
They can indeed, yes. And oftentimes in high school baseball, they will do that, considering either a lack of depth or, in this case, with back-to-back games, they want to get different people involved. So it's a possibility. We'll see where David Ben-Moshe ends up, but they may bring in another pinch player to get some fresh legs out there.
Looks like they're bringing in Benzie Gisser, number 47, who closed out the earlier game.
It's Akiva Gisser.
Oh, excuse me. It's Akiva. Akiva's a freshman.
Indeed, David Ben-Moshe will move to what looks like right field, and coming out of right field is going to be number 62, Dove Myers. Excuse me, 62 is coming back in for number 32. So the switch is actually going to be number 47, Gisser, for number 32, Freed. Still in right field.
Akiva's warm-up pitches looked fairly on target.
Exactly what Tora needs right now. A lot of these early base runners have come off of walks, and wild pitches have advanced those runners.
All right.
they can hit the zone and trust in their defense, they should be able to get out of this inning.
Right. Get a ground ball here, easy out to any base.
Play is about to be restarted. Stepping back into the box here after the timeout is number 22, the right fielder Potomac, batting 7th. The first pitch is right down the middle for Akiva Gisser. It is 0-1. For the first time in this game, a Torah pitcher is off to a first strike pitch. There's a ground ball. Little flip to second, and that is the third out of the inning. Damage has been done, though, here in the top of the first. Berman is leading now 1-0.
That could have been much more serious for CTA. So getting out with the bases loaded, the smooth fielding shortstop for CTA.
That was Akiva Gisser, who will be batting second. The first three for Torah will be number 6, David Benzakane, playing third base. Number 2, Akiva Epstein, playing shortstop. And number 5, Drew Samuelson, who is playing catcher.
So this is and as is often the case, the guy who makes the out is the guy who gets to lead off, and a lot of times it's anecdotal evidence, but a lot of times the guy who gets the last out and gets to bat right away gets a hit. So up comes Akiva Epstein.
He gets sent out a lot. Mr. Bray, interview me.
I'm here with Saul Myers. He's one of the stars of the CTA basketball franchise, here supporting his school and his team in what he considers to be the off season. It's very, very overcast. There's every minute you can feel a little droplet of rain. But Saul, tell us, why is it that you're still wearing your sunglasses?
Because I look hotter in them.
You do. You look sweaty, frankly. You look like maybe, you've been working out.
We are about to restart action here. If you're just joining us, it is the bottom of the first in Berman at CTA. Berman is up 1-0. And leading off for the Columbus Torah Academy Lions is David Benzakane, number 6, playing third base. He's facing a lefty pitcher, so he'll have an advantage in seeing the ball a little bit longer coming across the plate. However, the first one is right down the middle. He does not take a swing at it. It is 0-1. He's right back to the second pitch. That one's high and outside, though, 1-1. Pitcher keeping a quick pace will send out the third pitch of the at-bat. Swung on, missed. It is 1-2.
I like that quick pace with pitching. It keeps the fielders interested in what's going on, and if you're there, you should just set and fire.
An excellent curveball has Benzakane swinging right through it, and it is 1 out for Torah Academy.
Would have been an opportunity there to step out of the batter's box, sort of disrupt that rhythm, and if you find a pitcher in the rhythm like that, you got to try to at least disrupt it a little bit.
Absolutely, this pitch is very much in rhythm. Akiva Epstein steps into the batter's box now, number 2. He takes a look at the first pitch, which threatened the outside corner, but is called a ball, 1-0.
Let's go, Kim.
Second pitch on its way.
That ball had a lot of movement. It was high in the strike zone, but had a lot of movement back over the plate.
2-0 as it stands, though. Both pitches have been close. Here's the third of the at-bat. That one does catch the outside corner, 2-1.
Akiva stepping out of the batter's box there.
Here's the pitch, swung on. And that is a foul ball to the other
high
field.
Foul ball going over into the other diamond. It's possible that Akiva is out in another game, but it won't count for our game.
The count is now 2-2 with 1 out for Tora. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that one bites the inside corner, and Akiva goes down looking.
The pitcher showed that pitch before, and it was a little higher, and he got it down and punched Akiva out looking.
This pitcher's not getting every single pitch in the strike zone, but he's living on the corners, and it's giving these Tora batters a lot of trouble because the ones that are called strikes are right on that edge.
Inside. He's pitching inside to right-handers, and then he's got a nice cut on that pitch, and it cuts back over the plate. It looks like it's going way inside.
Here's the pitch. That one is well outside for Drew Samuelson, number 5, the catcher. Swung on and missed.
Drew last year during the CBI
The count is
had a
1-1.
wonderful moment of stopping a fellow player for a bracha before going out to bat.
That one is also swung on and missed. It looked like it dipped just out of the zone, but Samuelson chased. That brings up 1-2. The last time they were in this situation, the pitcher threw a very nice curveball. It dropped back into the zone that Benzacane swung through. We'll see if he goes back to it. Indeed, he does, but that time it is well inside, 2-2.
That one stayed inside. Drew is just a universally positive kid.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on, high foul ball.
He's doing some really good work with the homeless through his organization, Octus. He is a guy you can always count on for a smile.
Here's the next 2-2. That one is high and outside. The count is now 3-2. Number 27 for Berman's going to have to bring this last one into the zone or risk walking a Tora batter with 2 outs.
It looks like his out pitch is that cut fastball. We'll see if he goes back into that.
That is a high foul ball again to the opposite field. The count remains at 3-2. Samuelson seems to be a little bit behind each of these pitches. He's fouling them all back behind him and to his right. And as a right-handed batter, that indicates he's a little bit late on these pitches.
You should take this time to dry off his bat.
The next 3-2. Time is called before the pitch is thrown. Samuelson steps out to quickly tie his shoe. Whether intentional or not, that also has the effect of disrupting this pitcher's rhythm, who loves to keep a quick tempo when he throws between pitches. Samuelson is back in the box. Here's the windup and the payoff pitch. Well outside, and that is a walk for Tora. Samuelson will head down to first with 2 outs in the inning.
And who's our first base runner?
For those of you just joining us, it is the bottom of the first. Berman is leading CTA 1-0, though CTA has a base runner at first with 2 outs.
The starting pitcher, David Ben Moshe, is batting now.
If anyone has an opportunity to get a double the scores the runner from first, it's Ben Moshe. He hits a lot of doubles. He takes the first pitch right down the middle, though. It is 0-1. Looked like a 2-seam fastball. It starts just inside the plate and then cuts back out over it. The second pitch looked like the same pitch, and now it's 0-2 as it swung on and missed.
He froze him with that breaking ball. and slowed up that swing, it looked like.
Here's the 0-2 with that quick pace. Runner is going, taken outside, throw down the second, not in time. So Samuelson will move up to second base with the count now 1-2. All Benmosche needs now is a single to potentially score the run, though a double would almost be a guaranteed run with 2 outs.
Drew has a propensity for being disruptive, and he was disruptive there. Oh.
High fastball swung
available-
on and missed,
no
and that is the
available-
third out of the
those
inning. So at the
swings
conclusion of the
through
first,
strike
Berman leads Toro
leaving
1-0.
one runner in scoring position.
They went over to the next field. I gotta go grab them from those ups. You're getting one from the first base coach. Yeah, you got another one.
Rain is picking up just a little bit here. The weather forecast is for a storm. The time for that storm to have started is already over, but it may have arrived. Still not full force rain, but it's a heavy sprinkle. What constitutes a game and at this level? How many innings are there? You got to play the whole 7. So they'll just pick this up when weather permits. Is that the deal? If the weather changes?
Potentially, if there's inclement weather prior to the 4th inning, I believe, possibly the 5th, then they will pick it up at a later time. However, if there is a conclusive leader in the 5th inning or later and inclement weather kicks in, more than likely they will call the game at that point. So it's very important for both of these teams to establish an early lead just in case this game gets called due to weather.
Right.
Warming up now for Toro on the mound is still number 47, Akiva Gisser.
He still looks sharp.
I thought it was me you were looking at the whole time.
He's a freshman, very good student for me in social studies. Shows a lot of interest in the topic. He always has something on target to say.
We are about to begin action again here in the top of the 2nd inning. Number 11, Snow, playing first base for Berman, is stepping in right now.
Snow, this seems a little odd to me. He's a tall kid, a left-hander, and that makes sense for him to be a first baseman, but first basemen don't typically hit so far down in the lineup. He's hitting 8th.
Indeed, the first pitch is taken inside, 1-0. The second pitch is now on its way. That one was inside all the way on the inside corner, and it's 1-1.
Perhaps with his physical characteristics, he's a standout at first
The
base.
1-1 is hit right back to the pitcher, thrown on to first, and that is an easy ground out. Score that 1-3. So, in the top of the 2nd here, there's now 1 out for Berman, who does lead Toro 1-0 after that first inning. Coming up now is the 9 batter, batting from the left side.
Swinging
McCabe.
the ball way outside.
The count 1-0. Here's the second pitch of the at-bat. It's a little dribbler down the third base line. Toro may have trouble with this, and indeed they do. So Berman will have their first base runner of the inning with 1 out on an infield single.
You got to wonder if the ball or the bat are maybe a little bit wet, and you get that full swing that produces what looks like a very fine bunt.
Indeed, it didn't look like much straight out of the batter's box, but it just kept bouncing, and it fell right in between that spot between the pitcher and third baseman. First pitch of the next at-bat is a ball that the throw down to second looked good. The tag was just a moment too late, and he's safe down there. So the count is 1-0 with a runner at second and 1 out.
It is probably not the best choice to try to make a career out of running against Drew Samuelson. He threw out the first batter who tried to take advantage and move to second base. And he can throw.
So short timeout here. Drew Samuelson, the catcher, is readjusting his leg pads.
I think it's fair to say that Drew enjoys these little timeouts. He likes people talking about him pretty well. Drew's a boisterous kid. He reminds me of like a human version of Tigger, you know?
He's very energetic.
Yeah, bouncy, trouncy, fun.
For those of you just joining us for this game, he just pitched over 140 pitches in his previous game as the starting pitcher. He got the win, and now he's playing catcher. Anyway, the second pitch of this at-bat is a ball, so it is 2-0. Runner still at second, 1 out for Berman, who does lead Toro 1-0.
140 pitches, and I don't have the information on that, but I'd be interested to know what a career 9-inning pitcher, a Jim Palmer, somebody from the days of yore, somebody would go the distance. 140 pitches is a lot of balls.
Ooh, that pitch will be 3-0. Throw down to third. The runner goes, but it is a little bit offline, backed up well, but they do not get the tag down. So the runner will move up to
Kane,
third.
The third baseman, was unable to field that throw down to third base, but Akiva Epstein, a guy with a lot of really strong baseball intelligence, was playing his shortstop position very well and backing up third base on the throw. So
3-0 is swung on, hitting to center field. It looks like it will be caught. Indeed it is. Oh, the runner at third stepped off the bag and is unable to tag, so he will have to stay at third with 2 outs now. It looked for sure like that would be a sacrifice fly, but instead,
good throw from center field.
It is just going to be an F8, and the runner will still be at third. Next batter is up. Here is the pitch. 1-0. Up now is the 2-hitter, number 26, Ben.
The catcher Samuelson feinted to third base there to help hold the runner.
Here's the next pitch, swung on, and it is a foul ball right back to the announcer's booth. 1-1.
Have any of our pitchers thrown 140 pitches this season other than Drew?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's a season high. What a time to bring it in CBI to get the first win of the tournament for Toro. The third pitch of the at-bat is also a strike, so it moves to 1-2 for Akiva Gisser. This is swung on. That is a base hit to center field, and the runner from third will score. So it is 2-0 for Berman. The hit goes to Ben, number 26.
Now we're going into the meat of Berman's lineup. Number 34, Wolf, the catcher, is up. He bats in the third position.
This is their third batter. He did reach base his first time. What is he talking about? I'm literally just saying what's happening. I get it. The entire point is that we know the Toro people. I don't know any of these people.
Oh, runner's going. Drew.
Oh, runner is going on the first pitch of the at-bat. The throw is not in time and a little bit offline, so the runner will advance. That's Ben, number 26. He is at second base safely. Pitcher Akiva Gisser quickly resets. The next pitch is a ball. 2-1 the count.
Taking a big lead out there at second.
Here's the 2-1 after 2 lookbacks. It may be disrupting his rhythm looking back like that as he throws it well inside. It's 3-1.
My partner Chad here is wearing his Cincinnati Reds ball cap, showing his colors. The former Reds manager Lou Piniella says that stealing third base is easier than stealing second base. Like the reasoning being that you tend to get a much better lead from second base. The middle infielders are not as adept at holding a runner as a first baseman would be. So let's see if Berman tests Drew again and tries to move that runner to third by way of a stolen base.
Gisser steps off and looks the runner back, but now he's setting up. Here's the 3-1. It is low, and it comes to the backstop. There's no throw to third. So that will go down as a walk for number 34. He will head down to first, and the runner at second will advance to third on the wild pitch. Coming up now is number 99, Nadiv. And a courtesy runner just went to first for the catcher Wolf. Nadiv, number 99, is batting right now for Berman. Their 4-hitter, he takes a swing at the first pitch. It looked to be a little bit high. It's 0-1. Runners at the corners.
He's a speedy shortstop. It'll be hard to get a double play to get out.
Nadiv thought about it, but it was high and inside, and he wisely let it go, 1-1.
You can manufacture a run if you're Berman. If you try to steal second base and move the third base runner home on the throw.
The next
You gotta
pitch
be
is
really careful
in the
with your
dirt,
CTA.
2-1. Indeed, it would be, in high school baseball, you'll see a lot. The runners at first will try to take second base with a runner at third, knowing that the catcher probably won't throw, because if he does, there'll probably be plenty of time for that runner at third to come home. However, Berman has not wanted to test the pickoff moves of Gisser, who just threw one over. Here's the 2-1. Now he's going. Pitch is a little bit low. Indeed, Samuelson fakes the throw.
Runner at
But-
third base didn't even faint like he was coming home.
Indeed, that was an easy steal of second. So now their runners at second and third. Pickoff move to third, but never really had a chance of getting him there. Just trying to keep him honest and maybe get back into his own headspace is number 47, Akiva Gisser.
The depth of the infield has not changed. CTA does not appear to be interested in cutting off that run.
Next pitch is swung on and missed. On the outside corner there. And the 3-2 is too high, and that will load the bases.
Drew motion to the third base to move in a little bit.
Coming up now is number 96, third baseman Ari. The rain is coming down a little bit harder now.
Trees in the distance bending very perceptibly.
First pitch stroked well into left field. The left fielder ranging back, cannot get there. It goes almost all the way to the wall. Throw comes back in quickly. Hits the cutoff man. Throw comes home. It's a play at the plate, and he is out. Although 2 runs did score, that was the runner from first who was tagged out. So Berman will be up 4-0 heading into the middle of the second. The rain is really starting to come down now.
I can't think that the ump is going to let this go for long with this level of rain.
Indeed, it looks like the umpires are convening. They're having a discussion about it.
You know, it's raining in earnest.
A light rain is not problematic, but when it gets to be heavier like this and there's a risk of lightning, that becomes dangerous. Another problem is that if just heavy rain on its own even is still problematic because the pitchers can slip in the mud. On a dirt field, the dirt can all become mud and it becomes very difficult to run.
It doesn't really give a fair chance to the batting team to operate with a wet bat.
No, do your thing. Who cares what they say? Just ask me. No, be confident. I don't care what they say. You're doing a great job. Thank you for doing all this. Have fun. Don't get ready.
For now, the game will continue. It is the bottom of the second. Berman leads Tora 4-0. Batting now for Tora is number 50, Akiva Gisser.
This is his older brother, the junior Benzion Gisser. Benzion is a newly minted American citizen as of just like 2 weeks ago. He took his oath, and he is no longer a mere Canadian traveler.
The count is 1-1.
He has taken the vow. Since
Swings
then,
at a
I have
pitch.
seen his cholesterol shoot way up. His confidence has gone high. He's much less polite than he was when he was just a Canadian.
Ooh, the 1-2 pitch is right on that inside corner.
Hard on his new citizenship.
And that is the first out of the inning for Tora. The leadoff batter is retired, which will bring up number 8, Shmuel Metz. First pitch is outside.
Shmuel's a shoe shopper, a deal hunter.
That pitch is at the top shelf, and it does stay inside the zone, so it is 1-1. That fastball stays outside. The Berman pitcher is making sure to keep working the corners. He's not always getting the strike calls, but again, he's keeping these Tora batters wary of where the pitches are coming in. He's not putting anything right down the middle, which is making it difficult for them to square up on the ball.
Right, I can't tell much about his speed, but his location is varying very well.
Here's the 2-2, swung on and missed. Another pitch right on that corner. He's doing a great job of working those outside corners.
This is Dove Myers. We've heard from.
Squares up. He does pull back though, so it's 1-0 as that first pitch is in the dirt.
Dove's a sophomore. We heard from his brother Saul Myers.
Tries to put one down, but fouls it back 1-1.
There may be some who disagree, but I think that Dove Myers is one of the 2 best Myers in the sophomore class right now.
Here's the 1-1. No longer squaring around. Takes the pitch right down the middle though, 1-2.
And that's in any category you want to mention.
That was one of only a handful of pitches that this pitcher has thrown really inside the zone. Again, he works that inside corner, and it's swung through for the 3rd out of the inning. That is 3 straight strikeouts for Berman. And that will conclude the 2nd inning. The score is still 4-0.
That is workmanlike pitching. Moving through. The old Cincinnati Reds pitching coach, Steamer, old Stan Williams, was a big advocate of get the ball in your hand and throw. Don't let your fielders out there stand in the hot summer sun and get bored. You're going to get a lot better support behind you and try to move through the game. there are pitchers out there who've been very effective over the year. I'm thinking about Mark the Bird Fidrich up in Detroit, who would essentially come on the mound and bring the game to a stop with his many, many rituals. A lot of things had to be right. You had to get some rosin. I think he once used his cleats to write his name on the outside of the pitcher's mound in the dirt. And, you know, he just was not ready to throw yet.
Last warm-up pitch for Tora. Number 47, Akiva Gisser, is still out there, although there has been a catching change. Number 7, David Ben Moshe, has moved to the catching position.
I like this move, getting Drew out from behind home plate. I think that with that with the pitch count, you know, his arm has got to be sore, and they're making him throw. I am now wishing that I had an umbrella. I'm thinking that some facilities have indoor areas for broadcasting.
That's right.
And I'm thinking, you know, the wisdom of that is hard to overlook.
Up to bat now for Berman in the top of the third is Moed, number 27, the pitcher, who has been excellent up until this point, and now he'll have an opportunity to help himself on offense. The second pitch is also outside, and it's 2-0. Third pitch is on its way, swung on, good contact to left field. Oh, camped by the Tora defender, but he drops it out there. These are some wet conditions, so that may be a factor here moving forward. Fly balls are going to be difficult to bring in.
Snow cone off the top of his glove and it slipped off.
As it is, it's going to be an E7 and number 27 for, for Berman will reach first base.
Is it uncomfortable when your bald head gets wet?
I was just asked by Saul Myers, one of the two, as I mentioned before, one of the two finest
First pitch of the second at-bat is a ball.
In all of the
Sorry, I was coughing there for a minute. Up to bat now is number 22, Potomac, playing right field.
Feel some discomfort when it gets wet. The answer is no.
Second pitch of the at-bat is high and tight,
really
so it will be 2-0. Some of the control of number 47, Akiva Gisser for Tora, is starting to slip.
Go, Kelly!
Third pitch of the at-bat is on its way. Runner goes. It's in the dirt. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. So Moed is safe at second base with nobody out and a 3-0 count for number 22.
Go, Dally. Go, Dally.
Number 22 being Potomac, the right fielder. The 3-0 pitch is swung on though, and it is 3-1.
Akiva Gisser froze him with that pitch. It was a very tentative swing.
The 3-1 is hit on the ground to shortstop, thrown on to first, and blazing speed down the line.
It was really fast. That was a pretty well hit
He
ball.
is called out on maybe a questionable call there. He looked to be safe. Although, as it stands, he is called out at first, and that is the first out of the inning for Berman.
Akiva Epstein at shortstop fielded the ball very, very cleanly and got it out of his glove
First
quickly.
pitch of the at-bat is swung on. Tough throw from short. It skips away. A run will score, and the ball goes out of play. So number 11 will have a single and an E6 as that ball skips out of play. Number 11 being the first baseman, Snow.
It was tough to. The throw was in the dirt, but again at shortstop, Akiva Epstein going deep into the hole, backhanding and then turning to fire, and it was on line. It was low in the dirt, but it was.
Batting now is number
still a
45,
really
Gabe,
fine
the
play.
left fielder.
Guys, out of the press box. Both of you. Out of the press box.
Ooh, that pitch is low in the dirt.
Both of you. Both of you.
And that is ball one. Count. Here's the second pitch. Berman has a runner at second and 1 run in the inning. That pitch is swung on and missed though, 1-1.
Kiva left that ball outside, and the batter chased a little bit, did him a favor.
For those of you watching on screen, number 45 Gabe is a left-handed batter. So he, like a right-hander facing a left-hander, a lefty facing a righty will have a timing advantage over a right-handed batter because the ball will be coming towards him as opposed to away from him. 2 on the count. Here is the 2-1. It is low and outside, blocked well by the catcher, and it is 3-1. Runner at second, 1 out, 1 in for Berman. The score is 5-0 as it is right now. The 3-1 pitch is on its way. No, it isn't. He quickly steps off the mound to check on the runner. Now he throws. It's swung on and foul tipped into the catcher's glove for a 3-2 count.
The game was wet. The game was very moist.
Brief timeout as the batter called for time, and now we will resume. Batter 45 Gabe is facing a full count with a runner at second and only 1 out.
Big lead. Akiva showing daylight there.
Ooh,
So hold that
the
runner
pitch is
at second
outside,
base.
but the batter does chase, so that will be the second out of the inning and a strikeout from number 47, Akiva Gisser. With that, the line over will turn over. And up for Berman is number 4, Oren, playing center field. First pitch of the at-bat is swung on and fouled off to the left side. It is 0-1.
Have scarcely seen a ball in the grass today.
It's gonna be
That foul ball
Nothing since.
rolled up the third base sideline.
Here's the 0-1. Looked like a changeup that just dropped in over the plate. It froze the batter and it is 0-2.
That was a very fine pitch. An easy ball to call a strike. Easy pitch to call a strike.
Pitcher quickly steps off there. On 0-2, the pitcher will have options against a right-handed batter. This will probably not be in the zone by intention. Although that one runs way in and hits him. So number 4, Oren for Berman, on an 0-2 count, will head to first base. So with 2 outs, there are runners at first and second, and 1 run in for Berman in the inning. Coming up to bat now for Berman is number 26, Ben, playing second base.
According to Hoyle Baseball, an 0-2 pitch, you want to throw a ball, but
The first pitch is a strike, by the way.
that got too far.
Not the return, Alex. Yeah, I just couldn't write it. That's too bad.
Second pitch of the inning is well inside. 1-1. Here is the 1-1. That one stays high, 2-1. The pitcher, number 47, Akiva Gisser, taking his time between pitches here. Contrary to Moet from Berman, who is keeping a very quick tempo on the other end of the defense.
Are you broadcasting?
That one is low and outside. 3-1 the count.
Rain's coming down harder again.
Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Down in the car.
Yeah,
Here
it
is the
coming down hard
3-1
now.
after another long pause.
Ooh,
It's behind the batter.
he did
That will
good
be a
job
walk.
of dodging that one. The
So
bases
number
are loaded.
26 for Berman, the second baseman, Ben, will head to first
Right
base.
now with the rain, it's a little hectic. So,
Coming up now is going to be number 99, Nadiv, playing shortstop. He's been very good up until this point. He's reached base every single time. Excuse me, that is incorrect. It is number 34, Wolf, the catcher. I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself there.
I'd like to say
He's also
hello to
been very
all
good in this
21
game,
of
though.
our viewers
Yeah.
right now. 22.
Wild pitch. It is not fielded in time and, in fact, is thrown away. So Berman will score a run and a second. The runner at first advanced to second. The runner at second and third both came home. So the score will be 7-0 Berman with still 2 outs here. Batting is still number 34, the catcher Wolf. Tora having a very tough time on defense here.
Berman in from faraway Maryland. I know for a fact that they performed very well at the Yunmun Yeshiva University Model UN.
Second pitch of the at-bat is taken for a ball, 1-1. 2-1, excuse me.
I see them
2-0.
well represented there every year.
The
Rain
2-0
letting
pitch
off, wind
is
picking up.
also low and outside, 3-0.
too small.
And 4-0. That will be a walk and a courtesy runner will come in. Since number 34, Wolf, is the catcher. And that will prompt a mound visit as the bases, as runners are at first and second now. Still 2 outs in the inning. Coming up now is number 99, Nadiv, the shortstop, who has reached base every single time.
I got to ask, you listen to a lot of baseball on radio.
Correct, yes.
I could tell it's just not the same as TV.
No, because it is. What I really appreciate about what we were able to get set up here is that you're able to see at the same time, because with radio there are delays between pitches. You know, we can kind of fill the time with commentary, but there's nothing quite like being able to see what's going on for yourself at the same time, you know?
Right.
And for those of us who are joining from Maryland, I do apologize for being a little bit slow on the uptake with some of these names. I'm trying to read off a paper in the rain here. So I'm visually spotting the numbers, but I'm calling the names a little bit later because I am trying to read them off a soaking wet piece of paper. So
Now
I do apologize for that.
In football, there is a special guy that does that called the spotter. So when they're playing football, there'll be a guy with a big card with blocks on the card and the number and the name written, and the spotter will just point to who made the hit or who made the tackle, who made the block, whose the penalty is on. So it's a big card with everybody's jersey number. And for a long time on Monday Night Football on ABC, Kelly Hayes. On Monday Night Football, they called it Malibu Kelly Hayes, and I do not know why. If viewers want to write in and let us know why he picked up that nickname, I'd be interested in knowing. On Saturday, when he would call college games, he was just Kelly Hayes. I don't know why he got the upgrade for Monday Night Football.
With that, the mound visit is complete. Returning to bat now is Nadiv, number 99 for Berman. There's been a pitching change for Tora. It is number 50, the other Gisser, Benzion Gisser. The first pitch is swung on and fouled away. 0-1.
We don't have a spotter. We don't have a sound guy. Like, I think basically we don't have a stats guy.
Indeed, we are two guys sitting in the rain calling this game.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, the 0-1 is swung on, hit high into left field, dropped again by the Toro left fielder. So while not a hit this time, number 99 for Berman, Nadiv, remains perfect in getting on base.
When Johnny Bench was calling television games, the Cincinnati Reds, he would often complain about the stat work that he would get and the support from the guys, to quote, the guys in the truck.
Up now is Ari, number 96, the third baseman for Berman. The first pitch was a called strike. The second pitch that just happened was a swinging strike, foul ball, 0-2.
He would inquire to the guys in the truck about, hey, how do you guys get paid? You know, is it monthly or is it weekly? And they said weekly, very weekly. Because you guys were worth every penny.
Ooh. Looping curveball swung on, foul back. 0-2 remains the count. With runners at first and second and 2 out, Berman is leading 9-0. Gisser will step off for a moment here.
You know, Chad, you referred to us as just two guys sitting in the rain calling this game.
That pitch is well outside, 1-2.
I'm trying to rebrand that a little bit. How about we're two journalists going to where the story is, regardless of the element?
That's right. The 1-2 is swung on into fair territory. It will drop behind the first baseman. The throw comes home. There is no play, though. The bases will be loaded. With 2 outs, there was a little bit of base running confusion there. The runners at first and second for Berman should have kept running, but instead the lead runner stopped, forcing the second runner to stop at second, and now the bases will be loaded. No runs scored on that short bloop single. The score remains 9-0 with 2 outs. Up now is 27 for Berman, Moed, the pitcher.
Took a big cut. He's trying to hit a 5-run homer. Another big cut. He fouled that one off.
Loads up and fouls it off. Batting with a very open stance indeed. He looks like he's looking for a fly ball, and why not? Berman has had a lot of success hitting the ball deep and getting their base runners around. And with 2 outs and runners going on everything, an error could mean 3 runs. Of course, a double would also mean 3 runs. Although, that is strike 3, rendering all of that moot as the inning is over.
Okay, speaking of over, and speaking of the death penalty, I wondered how much electricity goes through these like USB cables.
Probably enough to electrocute us.
All right, I was just checking. It's not. I don't have any place to be right now, so.
In the meantime, it is 9-0, Berman.
I just heard a young girl, I don't know who it is, yell 7-0. What is this?
Alec, are we middle 3? Is that where we are?
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah, what's up, Chad?
Are we middle 3? Is that what we are?
What?
Are we middle 2 or 3?
Yes, we're middle 3.
Oh, jeez.
8-0.
Oh, they got out of the inning.
8-0?
8-0.
Excuse me, we had a clerical error. It is 8-0 here in the middle of the third for Berman. Still on the mound for Berman is Moed, number 27. He's been excellent up until this point. He'll look to continue working those corners. It has
Coach
yielded
Savage
excellent
stopping
results
by
for
from
Berman.
CTA, calling for an umbrella. I don't see anybody with an umbrella, but
Help! Get Mr. Prey an umbrella so you can pass his class next year. Yes. You know what I recruit for my social studies teacher?
this is gonzo journalism. We're right on the cutting edge. This is like those people that check themselves into an insane asylum to see how the food is at the insane asylum. if you want to move up in the culinary journalism department, you got to break some boundaries and some eggs, probably.
Indeed. Beginning the bottom of the third, starting off for Torah is number 47, Akiva Gisser. Pitching is still number 27 for Berman Moed. And catching is still number 34 for Berman.
This is still Benzie Gisser. The wet piece of paper, I wish we could get a shot of this, but we don't really have a camera crew as such. Yeah, the piece of paper that Chad is using for a lineup card is rapidly losing the molecular integrity of what one would call paper.
Swung on and missed. It's 2 strikes now, although that one is low and outside.
I don't teach chemistry, so I'm not
Count is
100%
2-2.
sure at what point a solid becomes a liquid. There's got to be
Our lineup sheet is almost there.
whatever it is, it's got to be approaching the line. It is gelatinous.
2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul ball. That very nearly destroyed the windshield of a minivan, but it did not.
The parking situation here is just fine, but on a well-hit foul ball, there is the anticipation of a loud thud.
High fastball blows away number 47, Akiva Gisser.
Still Benzie on Gisser.
My colleague has no idea what he's talking about. That's clearly Akiva Gisser, number 47. First pitch of the next at bat is 1-0. Batting for Torah. Looks to be.
That is Yaki Liebesman.
Yaki Liebesman, thank you. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Squaring up to bunt. He did not pull it back, even though the pitch was outside, which would make it 1-2.
Yaki is a baller in basketball.
That pitch is also outside. The count moves to 2-2. That one is on the upper inside corner, swung on and missed. Another strikeout from number 27 for Berman Moed. He's been absolutely tearing through this Torah lineup, who just last game was able to produce 9 runs in 7 innings. First pitch of this at bat is a ball. 1-0.
The rain is cleared. Skies are still a dove gray. The wind is high.
Outside corner, that's another great pitch, 1-1. Batting for Torah is David Benzakane, number 6, the third baseman, by the way. Swung on and missed, 1-2. And there's potential for another 1-2-3 strikeout inning for Moed. Benzakane does not want the pitcher to remain in his rhythm, though. He takes a step out of the box and steps back in.
He has a certain propensity for being a little disruptive to the program sometimes.
Swung on and missed, and indeed it is a 1-2-3 inning for Berman, 3 strikeouts. Number 27 for Berman Moed, their pitcher, has been absolutely on fire. We're through 3 innings, and he has allowed, I believe, 2 base runners.
Oh, I realized the screen's not in the box.
For those of you joining us, we are heading into the top of the 4th, where Berman is leading Torah 8-0. On what has so far been an absolute pitching gem from number 27, Moed, for Berman.
Is that in the box?
Retaking the mound for Tora is going to be number 50, Bencio
Something
Gisser.
else back there, this electronic has got a blue light that is in the water.
Where?
And back here, and I don't know what it is,
The what?
whatever that thing is. I'm willing to
32
do
is
this.
re-entering for
Even
47.
it's that I
for
could get
Tora on
electrocuted
defense.
is not a deal breaker. for
And
him.
number 11 is coming in as well. These changes are taking place in the outfield.
Yeah. Rain picking back up just a little bit.
Batting for Berman is number 22, Potomac, the right fielder, leading off the top of the fourth inning. First pitch is too high, 1-0.
Now that's Benzie on the mound. The other
Yes,
pitcher.
number 50,
Yeah.
not number 47.
Yeah, not number 47. Did I mention the piece of paper being a little bit? I don't know.
Ooh, that one is outside and incidentally bounces into the hand of the waiting batter, 2-0.
Yeah.
Here is the 2-0, and Potomac takes ball 3-0.
If you're counting at home, we're still 39 days short of NOAA levels on the range.
There is strike one, so it is 3-1. Here is the 3-1. It is too far outside. Potomac is a leadoff base runner for Berman on that walk. Coming up to bat now is the first baseman, number 11, Snow. Runner at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Check swing, it's a strike anyway, 0-1. Potomac leading off a first. He does indeed go. The second pitch is also a strike, so it's 0-2, but Potomac is in the second base standing with nobody out.
The
Runner on
cleats
second,
look
nobody
clean
out.
still.
Well outside, wild pitch, and Potomac will easily take third.
I'm not seeing shoes getting loaded up to slow people down, so the dirt is still clearing from the shoes.
Runner at third, nobody out. 1-2. Batting for Berman is number 11, Snow. Swung on, well hit, but it's right to the shortstop. Caught for the out. Throw back to third, not in time. So there is one out here in the inning with a runner still at third. Coming up to bat now is the ninth hitter for Berman, number 45, Gabe, playing left field.
Number 8 for number 45.
Excuse me, this is number 8. There's been a substitution. You got a name?
You have a name more than I do, yeah. It should be on the right-hand side of this thing. When it gets you
Oh, swung on, well hit there by Zev. It does drop into left field, so the runner from third will score, and number 8 for Berman, Zev, has an RBI single. Still nobody out.
When did they call a runner a flag?
Yeah.
It's top 4.
So the score is now 10-0 for Berman with a runner at first and nobody out. Excuse me, it is 9-0 for Berman. Runner at first, nobody out. Some argument over what the score is transpiring as I speak. second straight pickoff move from Bencio and Gisser on the mound. Neither got him. He's still safe at first.
That wasn't bad. That was.
Third straight pickoff move.
There's a very strong school of thought that says you really don't run on catchers, you run on pitchers. And if they can trim that extra step off of the lead,
Doesn't
it's
stop
very
him though. He
hard.
runs anyway. Throw is way offline though. It is picked up by what looked like the right fielder. That's how off it was. So, number 8 for Berman, Zev successfully steals second base.
You almost wonder if Berman gets a runner on first with an open second base if you don't want to pitch out. The propensity to steal has been very high.
Ooh, that one is way high. Runner's going, throw down to third. Hits the runner, he will be safe. So nobody out, runner at third. And batting is number 4, Oren, the center fielder. It's common for the center fielder to bat first as they are generally the fastest and most versatile runners on a team, which makes them ideal to be leading off the batting lineup.
You can also get a left-hander at center field, and that puts him a step closer to first base, making him a little more
That pitch is a ball and
able
it's
to
2-2.
leg one out.
That one is right down the middle, swung on, thrown to first, dropped out there at first, so he will be safe. Though the third baseman did look back the runner at third, so it is a single, but no run will score there. As it is, number 8, Zev, is standing at third, and number 4, Oren, is standing at first, which will bring up number 26, the second baseman, Ben. Their time is called by Torah. The manager will make a mound visit. Remains to be seen if this is a pitching change or just get regrouped here.
The lights have come on here. It's a beautiful scene from behind home plate. Just tall trees behind the outfield fence. Green, beautiful, and natural as any May anywhere.
Play will restart here with Bencio and Gisser still on the mound for Torah. There's one out in the inning. Here is the pitch. It is low. The runner was going, but there will be no throw to second with that runner at third and only one out. Batting is number 26, Ben, with a 1-0 count. There's the pitch, swung on, well hit to right center field, but it will not drop. It is caught out there in right field. The runner at third, expecting it to drop, is off the bag and he's forced to return. So no sacrifice fly here. There will be runners at second and third with 2 out, bringing up number 34, the catcher Wolf.
That was a nice grab looking up into the rain.
That was a very difficult catch out there in right field. Ranging back and against his body to make a catch in the rain. First pitch of the at-bat for Wolf is high, 1-0. And a balk is called on Bencio and Gisser, which will score the run from third and move the runner from second to third. The pitcher double clutched his elbows there, which is against the rules. You're not allowed to do a double move like that without stepping off the mound. Another run will score for Berman. It is 10-0. 2 outs in the inning and a runner at third. Second pitch of the at-bat is also low, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. That looked like it was going to be a wild pitch. It was blocked well by the catcher, and it is 3-1. The runner remains at third base. The 3-1 home, high and inside. The catcher Wolf will once again be replaced by a courtesy runner. That courtesy runner will be number 5, Byers. First pitch of the next at bat is a strike. Batting now is number 99, Nadiv. Number 26, Ben, is at third, and number 5, Byers, is at first. There's a well-hit single into left field, misplayed by the left fielder. Although it won't matter, the runner at first will still stay at second. Another run will score for Berman, though, from third. Yet another base hit for number 99, Nadiv, who still remains perfect on the day.
Yeah, we're in the heart of that Berman lineup again.
The heart of the Berman lineup has been giving Torah pitching and defense just absolute fits. High foul ball. Oh, it comes back fair. It's played. And an infield fly rule will be called.
I always like the pitcher to field that ball because, you know, the catcher's got to feel it from behind them, frankly.
It's a difficult
No matter
call for the
how high
umpire
it
to make
is,
because it was right just inside the field of play. If it goes foul, then you can't call the infield fly rule.
Right.
But if it's fair, then it's necessary. So that was a very good judgment call by the umpire because from where I was sitting, it looked like it was going foul. Up is the pitcher, Moed, who looks at a strike. Count is 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Bases are loaded. Two-strike pitch on its way. Swung on. Hit into right field. It will stay fair. A tough spot to play as well, so the 2 runs will score. It will remain a long single, though. So Moed, number 27 for Berman, gets a 2 RBI single. He will end up at first. The runner from first will end up at third, and the runners from second and third will both score. Up now for Berman is number 96, Ari. Excuse me, there's been a... it's number 22, Potomac, the right fielder. Pitch is well inside, 2-0. That pitch is high as well.
Assuming that they're playing ball, the student body of Columbus Torah Academy will be coming out on Tuesday to support the Lions here at the Columbus Baseball Invitational.
Meanwhile, ball 4 will put Potomac at first and move up number 24, Simon, to second base. Number 24, Simon, is a courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 27, Moed. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And first pitch strike from Ben Gisser on number 11, Snow, the first baseman. pitch is low.
Benzion, the newly minted American, is still wearing his blue and white Rawlings ball glove with the Canadian flag in the palm. Not sure how I feel about that.
That pitch is also outside, 2-1.
I haven't checked his bat, but I assume that he uses some sort of maple syrup to in lieu of pine tar.
That's right. The 2-1 to Snow is on its way. Taken for ball 3. Runner at third will hold on what would have been a wild pitch. 3-1 the count. Bases are loaded, 2 out. Again, batting for Berman is number 11, Snow. Swung on, full count. With a 3-2 count and the bases loaded, all the runners will be able to get a head
We
start
sure
on
want
the
to get out of
pitch.
the inning here.
Although it does not matter, as number 11 Snow takes ball 4, and that will force home a run. Coming in now is the 9-hitter, number 8, Zev. Although before that happens, we have our second mound visit to Benzion Gisser, and there will be a pitching change.
It's going to be David Benzicaine, number 6, coming in from third, and he'll just do a direct switch with Benzion Gisser. They're both juniors. So David Benzicaine.
Here in this pitching change, it is the top of the 4th. Berman leads 14-0 with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the inning.
David hails from Venezuela. Was in Cincinnati for a while and is now here. His warm-up's going well. He seems to.
Much like Moen from Berman, Benzicaine is keeping a very quick pace with his pitches. It may just be the warm-up phase. But
Is there a
he
limit? Do
is
they get 10?
delivering very quickly.
What is it? 10 pitches on a switch?
First pitch is just on that outside corner there, 0-1. Indeed, he's keeping a very quick pace on his pitches, and it hurts him that time as he throws it behind the batter, 1-1.
There's a silver lining in every cloud, a wild pitch or a passed ball with the bases loaded. In a field with a very near backstop is just a ball. Nobody can score. So if you're going to throw a ball, well,
That is ball 2. The ball almost gets away from the pitcher on the throw back from the catcher there. Here's the pitch. It is in the dirt, 3-1. Swung on and missed, 3-2. Batting is number 8, Zev for Berman. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The full count pitch. way. Swung on. And it will go down as a strikeout on a drop third strike, but the catcher stepped on home plate with the bases loaded. That will conclude the top of the fourth inning with Berman leading 14-0.
For those new to baseball, there are layers of rules there that are hard to follow. Walk us through what happened there.
What time did they start?
4:58.
There are 2 strikes on the batter, and the pitch is delivered. It's in the dirt, but what happens?
When a batter swings at what would be a third strike, but the catcher is unable to catch it cleanly, if he either drops it or hits the dirt first, the runner has an opportunity to run to first base. However, with the bases loaded, there's a force at every base, which means all the catcher had to do is step on home plate, because then the lead runner would be out.
There are times when constitutional law is not quite so complicated as baseball.
Still pitching for Berman is number 27, Moed. Batting first for Torah in this half inning is going to be number 2, Akiva Epstein. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. High and outside, 1-0. The pitch was a little bit outside the zone, but swung on, 1-1.
It had some movement down and away. It was not a bad pitch to swing at.
That one is right on that outside corner. Once again, Moed from Berman just comes out and just keeps hitting just the tightest of spots that the CTA hitters just cannot get on top of. 1-2, here it comes. Swung on, that one was down the middle, but swung on and missed for Akiva Epstein. First out for Torah. Coming out to bat now for Torah is number 5, Drew Samuelson.
Epstein got out on a high fastball. Man, no matter where you are, hitters just like that high fastball. They just see it and they want to hit it. I think it takes a lot of discipline
Samuelson
to lay
fakes
off
a
a pitch
bunt
and see
and
that
then
well.
lets ball 1 go. Moed continues to live on that outside corner, confident that even when he misses, he's going to continue getting more strikes than balls, and it's worked to perfection here today. That one stays inside the zone and is fouled away, 1-1.
Wonder how many viewers we have in this Titanic struggle.
The 1-1 is too high.
If you're handicapping this using the NCAA basketball, I have to fill out a bracket, and I don't know anything about college basketball rules. I think CTA being Lions would clearly be the favorite over a Cougar.
The 1-2 is a foul ball from Drew Samuelson.
Cougar's a tough cat. It's not a Lion.
Indeed, they've certainly shown their mettle here today. They've put up a lot of runs, and I will say that in that last half inning, they did show a lot of respect, restraining from stealing and scoring extra runs, knowing they were up above 10.
Yeah. I want to head off some commentary. I know that Cougars are called sometimes the North American mountain lion, but I think we know what we're talking about in terms of lions. You know what I mean? I'm talking king of the jungle lion, right?
That pitch is high and outside, 2-2. 2-2 is swung on, hit to the second baseman, thrown on to first. It is in time for the out. That will be the second out of the inning, which will bring up number 7, David Ben Moshe.
I think a cougar would beat a hawk pretty easily. I think a patriot without a gun, just like an angry facial expression in the tricorn hat, no chance.
That pitch is high and outside. 1-0 to David Ben Moshe. Here is the 1-0. A little bit high, 2-0. The corners are not there for him this at bat. He's missing them by just a shade. The 2-0 stays in the zone, but it's floated back behind second base and caught by the shortstop. That was a very nice catch by number 99,
I wonder
Nadeev.
if that ball's not heavy because of the rain.
With that, we will go to the top of the 5th, with Berman leading CTA 14-0. An absolute gem being pitched by number 27 for Berman, Moed.
We're starting the 5th inning with a new pitcher. Senior.
Pitching change for Torah Academy. Taking the mound is senior Shmuel Metz, number 8.
I don't know how many Metzes there are.
There are a great deal.
There are a great many of them. All boys. So I think Shmuel was the second in the line. And they're great. They're terrific. I appreciate that. I think, frankly, Chad, your mom didn't do enough. You know, she was. You're fantastic. Addie is, well, let's face it, way better. And then she quit. And I think it would have been nice to have a few more Horowitzes.
Well, thank you. As it stands, there are many more Metzes.
There are plenty of Metzes.
As we head into the top of the 5th, there is a pitching change taking place. Shmuel Metz, number 8, is warming up. If you're just joining us, it is 14-0. Berman leads CTA heading into the top of the 5th. Berman has been led by excellent hitting performances from really their entire lineup, but especially the heart of the lineup. And an absolute pitching gem from number 27, Moed.
CTA's trouble getting outs has been exacerbated heavily by the base running that Berman has brought to the field. They have advanced runners when the ball was not at play, very consistently. I don't know how many stolen bases there are. If we had a statistician, there'd be somebody there right there to tell us that. But we're
Indeed, barring a pair of tagging up mistakes, Berman has been absolutely excellent running the bases as well.
really
It's given them a huge advantage, preventing forces and putting their runners in scoring position.
It's now
We
rained
are-
enough that like I can't notice, like my clothes are as soaked as they can be. So there's really no.
We're underway here in the 5th. The first pitch from Metz is a ball. The second is very much a ball. It almost hits the batter in the head.
Lamenting my humidity, I didn't notice the first pitch. You said the first pitch is a ball while it was still in the air. What are we doing, like psychic broadcast now?
Batting is number 4, Oren, the center fielder, the leadoff hitter. He puts the ball on the ground to shortstop. Good throw to first, gets him just in time. So that is the first out of the inning.
It's good foot speed.
You can see why Oren is the leadoff hitter. He cleared that line very fast. Coming up now is the second baseman, number 26, Ben. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Second pitch is on its way. It is also a ball, 2-0.
I'll scoot it. I'm not actually. You got scared for a second. You're like,
2-0. Here is the pitch. Ben has to duck out of the way there. Almost took his head off, 3-0. Metz is very wild, but he did get an out on his very first batter face, so that one's right down the middle. He swings on a 3-0. The third baseman is able to field it, throw it on to first, just gets Ben at first. So despite starting both batters 3-0 on 3 wild pitches,
Yeah.
he has retired the first 2 he's faced.
Yeah, and that is the first time that has happened. So let's see if we can get a 1-2-3.
Quite the turn of events here. Coming up now is number 34, Wolf, the catcher. True to form, he starts the first pitch with a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0 is on its way. And again, in the dirt to the backstop, 2-0. I'm sensing a trend.
We're practically calling that a setup pitch now. It's gateway to getting the guy out.
There's the pitch.
Oh!
That was a curveball
It
that was
was.
called for a strike. That was quite the pitch.
It got in there. It was, I'm not 100% sure that it had a lot of downward break.
Yeah,
on
that
it.
was
I'm not
something.
Sure that did slip off of his fingers.
The 2-1 almost takes the batter's head off again, though, 3-1.
Yeah.
This is quite the storyline if this is a ground ball out.
Oh.
Nope, it is behind his back.
Ah, well.
He walks the third batter he faces. Number 34 for Berman will reach first base. That is Wolf, who has been excellent today, and he will once again be replaced by number 5 Byers as a courtesy runner so he can get ready to field for the next inning.
Have you gotten to say 3 up, 3 down yet as a broadcaster?
No, I haven't, but
Man,
Berman's given me some opportunities
that
these last
was a
couple
really
innings.
good hands right there.
Pickoff move to first is too late. Stepping into the batter's box is number 99, Nadiv, the shortstop, who, up until this point, it is the 5th inning with several lineup turnovers, and he has not gotten out yet. That is a tight inside corner changeup that is called for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1. Runner breaks for second, and he will make it there. That is Byers reaching second base. 2-1, runner at second. Berman leads CTA 14-0 in the top of the 5th.
A guy who has called a lot of games, Marty Brenneman down in Cincinnati, is dead set against this. He says, a lot of people say play 2, and he says in his life he has never seen a team play a doubleheader and play sharp both games.
Indeed. Metz walks number
I'm not
99
sure how
for
the
Berman.
number 9, or in our case the number 7, was ever selected for the number of innings for baseball, but I could, 18 or 14 show ain't the right number.
So Nadiv walks, he ends up at first with courtesy runner number 5 Byers still at second base now. Coming up is number 96 Ari.
Many years ago, I attended Diamond Dog Night at Cooper Stadium when the Clippers were playing,
Ball 1.
and it was the longest baseball game I've ever seen. It was 18 innings, Columbus versus Tidewater. They ran out of hot dogs in like the 8th inning,
Incredible.
Oh, well, they ran out of buns. You can still
Swung
get a
on and
hot
missed
dog
at a pitch in the
wrapped
dirt,
something,
1-1.
like a piece of wax paper. So people were resorting to just about anything.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, swung on. Contact is made. Ooh, bobble by the third baseman, and a run will score for Berman. That is number 5 Byers scoring.
Benza came at third, reminded me a little bit of me right there. That is to say, it was clumsy at first, and I knock a lot of things down. I am just a clumsy person. But somehow I'm really good at catching things on the way to the floor. And so he managed to bobble the ball, but he was extremely deft in re-catching the ball.
Unfortunately, that does not get out. So
It does not get out.
Berman is up 15-0 now
Yeah.
with, well, it looks like a pinch batter coming in.
I suspect when
It
I'm
should be the
performing
pitcher
these
number
feats
27,
of
Moed,
incredible
but he may be
dexterity,
coming out of the game.
I
As the first pitch is low and in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, but the runner does advance to third base. So there are runners at the corners, 2 outs. And the pinch batter is number 47, Mike. That one is on the inside corner. Called for a strike.
He was a big
Count is
kid.
1-1.
He was a big kid. He was standing pretty close to the plate there. I think he didn't have a sense of.
2-1. That one is a little too high.
He opened up his stance quite a bit there. Now he's finding himself better footing, I think.
The 2-1 pitch is on its way over the head of Mike. 3-1.
I think when I bobble things at home and then it's catch them, you know, on the way to the ground, I don't think I look cool doing it ever. I mean, I don't know, but it never feels like I look good doing it.
It feels good to me, though.
I don't have as many broken dishes as I would have.
The 3-1 is in the dirt, and Mike will take first base. That will load the bases.
Well, 2 outs. I don't know what we would call it. Lightning?
Standing at third for Berman is Nadiv. Standing at second is number 24, Simon, who came into the game in that last at-bat. And Mike at first base is coming off in favor of number 10, Mookie. That's a great name.
What?
Mookie.
Yeah. You gotta
It's a
like
very
it.
baseball name.
It's a very good baseball name. Yeah. The legendary center fielder for the world champion New York Mets in '87, the great Mookie Wilson.
Current center fielder for the Boston Red Sox, Mookie Betts, is not a bad person to share your namesake with either.
Indeed.
First pitch is low and in the dirt, 1-0.
The game has devolved into what we would not call a late inning pressure situation. There's going to be no lip stat for this. And you can tell that very clearly because we're not talking about people's names.
Indeed. The 1-0 pitch is also too high, 2-0.
Columbus, Ohio, so the weather here is really weird. Sky's clearing up. It's actually getting sunnier.
Which means it'll be pouring in 5 minutes.
It means that we're pouring. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a winter storm warning by the end of the tournament.
Indeed. That one is thrown for a strike. It is 2-1. Ooh, that one is inside, almost catches the batter, 3-1.
Something I've noticed, you and I do some, one-word exclamations. I don't think, like Marty and Joe for the Cincinnati Reds, there's not a lot of ooh. I gotta do it like oh.
Number 23 for Berman draws the walk. That is David. He forces home a run. Coming up to bat now is going to be number 11, the first baseman, Snow, who has walked a number of times in this game. He's been very productive for his lineup. Berman leads 16-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. For those of you who have stuck around to this point, these runs actually do matter because it will be run ruled if Tora is down by more than 10, which means at this point they'll need 6 to come back, whereas at the beginning of this inning it only would have taken 3 and we would have seen another inning.
Right.
So it's not impossible, but Berman is getting closer and closer to putting it away for good.
Well, they're going to have to really light it up. I don't know what the pitch count is on the Berman starter, but you got to figure that they'll keep him in and let him finish the game.
And he's been very, very efficient with his pitches. He has a very good command of that outside corner. He's been working it all game long to tremendous effect.
Right.
After a short mound visit there, we are getting a pitching change back to David Benzicane, number 6.
I made the sad mistake during that aforementioned Diamond Dog Night 18-inning marathon to try to score the game on the scorecard, and I was way out of slots. It allows 1 extra inning on the card, and I'm like making boxes farther out, and it started to just become, an obsession.
First pitch to Snow from Benzicane is a strike right down the middle. 0-1. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's called for a strike, 0-2. Must have just caught the outside corner there.
Tidewater was pitching pitchers that weren't even on the roster. I had to go down to the bullpen to find who is that guy, and they were so new that the people in the bullpen didn't know who that was. Like, okay.
That was a ball, 1-2. The 1-2. Check swing, thought about it, did not go around, 2-2 on that outside pitch. Bases are still loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 over the batter's head, 3-2. The runners for Berman will be able to get a head start here.
And in that long 18-inning game, I saw the only triple play I've ever seen in person. And the guy who hit the ball threw his helmet so hard it dented the earth. Like, we're definitely getting out of this. No outs, bases loaded. Nah.
Speaking of which,
and now we're into the 16th inning. It's like, oh god.
Change up for a strikeout there thrown by David Benzicane, which will end the top of the 5th. We move to the middle 5th now. Berman leads CTA 16-0. This game will be over if CTA is unable to produce at least 7 runs in this half inning.
Do we have any sponsors we should mention?
I don't think so, no.
I can't believe nobody wanted to sponsor this.
Incredible.
It is incredible, frankly. How much do you think it costs to get your tag on our air for this broadcast?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, wait. The lineup card, it comes off of a tablet from Dick's Sporting Goods. So I want to thank them. And then there's another lineup card from Champ Pro Sports. So we have 2 different brands of lineup card. Thank the fine folks at Dick's Sporting Goods and Champ Pro Sports for providing us with these now very soggy artifacts of today's game.
But in all seriousness, thank the organizers of this event who work very diligently to get this organized every single year and provide an excellent opportunity that I was able to experience in high school and that these kids will definitely remember for the rest of their lives.
Indeed.
Pitching change for Berman here heading into the bottom of the 5th. Looking to close out the game is number 47, Mike, who came in to pinch hit earlier.
Got to say something especially about Steve Guinan, who's worked on this for many, many years. Coach Bailey, who is always at school. He's at school or at a sporting event.
Leading off for Tora is number 50, Bension Gisser.
There's a banner behind Columbus's dugout commemorating Bob Lane, who was a central figure in Columbus Tora Academy baseball for many years.
First pitch swung on and missed. Hit on the ground to third. It's a slow roller, maybe too slow to get him. The throw beat him, but it was dropped at first. The wet conditions coming into play again here. So Bension Gisser, number 50 for Tora, will reach first with nobody out.
CTA's going to win this 17-16 right here.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Well, we can out.
Saul Bloomberg's plate, tallest kid on the team. He's a freshman. He's a really great student. I feel fortunate to go to school and teach these kids every day.
Pitch on the outside corner, called for a strike, 0-1. Again, runner at first, nobody out. Tora needs 7 runs to keep this game alive in the half inning. Swung on and missed, 0-2. The 2-strike pitch on its way, swung on. It is caught at first base. And he's able to step on first before the runner was able to get back. That's a double play. Excellent play there from the first baseman, number 11, Snow, who's been a consistent force on offense, drawing a lot of walks and keeping that lineup turning over. And now makes a great unassisted play over there at first base. Tora down to their last out now. Dove Myers, number 62 at the plate. That pitch is called for a strike. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
The officiating's been very good today. The umpire's done a fine job, in maybe not calling the game when it could have been called, let them play through, and just showing good judgment.
2-2 the count here. Tora down to their final strike of their final out. Swung on, hit in the air. Tracked by the shortstop, number 99, Nadeev, and that will end this game. Berman with a blowout win over CTA, 16-0. For those of us tuning in from Maryland, definitely a big home team victory for you guys. Very well played. We appreciate you joining us here. The players are heading off the field now.
9:30 tomorrow morning.
Again, thank you very much for joining us, especially those of you from Maryland who help support this tournament and keep us going. We appreciate you joining us and listening, and that is all for us. Thank you very much.